Hello, this is my first tutorial, so it's not going to be great. I also have to apologize. I think I have a sense of humor, so sorry for the bad jokes. I'm going to skip to the more, I don't know, more advanced parts because there's lots of people you can find who do mixing the clay and all the recommendations for that much better than I can. So I'm just going to skip right to building the frame. This is the frame I have. I got it at Michael's, I think. They came in packs of 2. You can use any one you want. You can also use one with the back frame, or yeah, with the frame already in there. I just like this one. Okay, so I have a sheet of black. You can pick any color. I just like the pop of the black. I milled it down to, I think, 4 on my pasta machine. You can do thicker or thinner depending on how you want your results. And then making a snake, because I'm going to try something different than I did in the last version of this to try to give it the greater depth, give it more of a floating illusion and all that. So, in theory, it should work. So nice and thin, pretty uniform. Cut it down. Frame. So what I'm trying to do is I want to build up, because if we just put the clay in, it'd give us a little bit of depth, but not much. And it wouldn't really give that nice aquatic feel. So I'm building up this layer, just a rim, to try to force the clay to have more depth. And it'll make sense in a second. Yeah, it's pretty good. 1, 2. Okay, so we leave that there, basically in the shape. And we take our thin piece, put it here, try to figure out the general area of that loop that we set down. So you can see it goes out quite a bit. And so if I push down now, it's gonna just be puffy because there's a lot of trapped air. I guess you could just poke a hole because it's gonna get covered anyway. I don't. You can. Just as long as you make sure to plug it when you do the resin part, or make sure it's plugged, smoothed over. Otherwise, your resin's gonna go everywhere. And then you'll be sad. Alright, so now you can see in the back. Oops. And I'm just trimming away. There's a little bit of gaps where I've trimmed a little close, and we're gonna push down a little bit to try to, it should fill all that. Plus I'm gonna put something on the back, but in general. Okay, so push down, push down. So we're kind of seeing a little bit of a bevel. Yeah, there's a little bit of sparkle because I just did a previous one a few seconds ago just to give it a practice. So it looked pretty nice. Let's see. Smooth it out a little. I don't mind it being a little rough personally, because with the organic nature of the jellyfish. As you can see, now we've got a pretty decent little hollow there. It'll make the jellyfish a little bit smaller, but we can give a deeper pool of resin, so it makes it look a little more like deep water. Okay, so for color, I'm using this, which they're okay. I don't really recommend them. I just have them because I bought a bunch of them. They're kind of dark. They don't really pick up on the clay as well as others. And you'll see, I also use makeup a lot, eyeshadow. You can also use pastels if you don't want it sparkly, but since it's jewelry, I like sparkle in my jewelry. So, and then you'll see how much more better that absorbs. really picks it up very nicely. And it has a greater iridescence. And this is another brand, gold. It goes on really well, but it doesn't stay on that well. It doesn't really matter because we're putting resin over this, but on other pieces it goes on very evenly, but it doesn't stay on very well. So it has to have some sort of sealer or protectant or whatever. Make sure it keeps its luster. Okay, that's it for the frame for now. I think I'll bake it now and then put the back on it after. Okay, so 1 second.